Hey everyone! Welcome back to Stronger Bonds and Success. Today we're diving into a topic that so many of us can relate to, trust. Specifically, how to rebuild trust once it's been broken in a relationship. Whether it's with a partner, friend, or family member, trust is a cornerstone of any meaningful connection. But when it's damaged, it can feel impossible to get back. The uncertainty, the hurt, the fear of being vulnerable again, it can be completely overwhelming. You might question if it's even possible to mend what's been broken, if the relationship can ever be the same. And that's okay. In today's video, we'll go through practical steps to help rebuild trust, understand why it's worth the effort, and navigate this process with empathy. Let's get into it. Step 1 is all about owning up. If trust was broken due to something you did, it's crucial to acknowledge it. This means not only apologizing, but understanding the impact of your actions. Think of it like this. An apology without true understanding is like giving someone a Band-Aid when they need stitches. It might cover the surface, but it doesn't address the depth of the wound. Taking responsibility shows that you respect the other person's feelings and that you're serious about rebuilding. It's about looking inward and recognizing how your choices affected the other person. It's about resisting the urge to get defensive or minimize their pain. We've all been there, right? That instinct to explain ourselves, to justify our actions, even when deep down, we know we messed up. But here's the thing. True accountability requires us to silence those defensive voices and truly listen to the hurt we've caused. And it's not just about saying the words "I'm sorry." It's about the willingness to sit with the discomfort of knowing you hurt someone you care about. It's about acknowledging the weight of your actions and allowing yourself to feel the remorse that comes with that. Because here's the truth. We all make mistakes. We're all perfectly imperfect human beings, stumbling through this thing called life. But it's in those moments of owning our mistakes, of truly taking responsibility, that we open the door for healing, for growth, and for rebuilding trust. Remember, owning our mistakes isn't about beating ourselves up. It's about showing up with honesty and integrity. It's about demonstrating that we're willing to do the work, even when it's hard. And in that willingness, in that vulnerability, we begin to rebuild something stronger, something more resilient on the other side. The next step is honest and open communication. After trust is broken, people often close up or avoid talking about the issue. But this is a mistake. When we avoid difficult conversations, we let silence build walls between us. Those walls might feel safe at first, protecting us from further hurt, but they also prevent us from truly connecting. The more you communicate openly, the easier it is to heal and move forward. Be transparent, listen actively, and be willing to answer questions. This means creating a space where both people feel safe to express their feelings, even the messy and uncomfortable ones. Think of it like this. Imagine you're tending to a garden. When weeds start to sprout, you don't just ignore them, hoping they'll disappear on their own. You acknowledge them, you pull them out, you tend to the soil. Communication is the same way. We have to be willing to address the weeds in our relationships, those difficult emotions, those unspoken hurts. It's about asking questions like, "Can you help me understand how this affected you?" Or, "What can I do to make things right?" And most importantly, it's about truly listening to the answers without judgment. It's about putting aside our need to be right and focusing on understanding the other person's perspective. Remember, open communication isn't about winning an argument or proving a point. It's about building bridges of understanding and empathy. It's about creating a space where vulnerability can flourish, where honesty can take root, and where trust can slowly begin to rebuild. Rebuilding trust doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey. And a huge part of that journey is showing consistency in your actions. It's one thing to say you'll change, that you'll do things differently, but it's another thing entirely to actually follow through. When you promise to change or improve, your partner needs to see that effort every single day. Small, steady actions can reinforce your commitment more than any words ever could. Think of it like this. Every time you keep a promise, big or small, you're making a deposit into the trust bank. Maybe it's being home when you say you will. Maybe it's remembering to call when you're running late. Maybe it's simply listening without interrupting when your partner is talking. These seemingly small acts of consistency speak volumes. They say, I hear you, I see you, I'm here. And over time, these consistent actions begin to rebuild the foundation of trust that was broken. They show that you're reliable, that your word means something, and that you're truly committed to earning back the trust that was lost. Remember, consistency isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up day after day, brick by brick, rebuilding the foundation of trust. It's about proving through your actions that you're in it for the long haul. Chapter 4. Give them space and time to heal. It's essential to respect the other person's healing process. They may need time or space to process their emotions and rebuild that sense of safety. Just like a physical wound takes time to heal, so too does an emotional one. Pushing them to forgive or forget too quickly can actually harm the healing process. Patience is key here. It's about resisting the urge to rush the process, to demand forgiveness before it's had time to blossom organically. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a friend who's experienced a loss. You wouldn't expect them to be over it by a certain date, would you? You'd give them the space and time they need to grieve, to heal, to find their way back to themselves. Trust, when broken, is a form of loss as well. It's the loss of safety, of security, of the belief that someone will show up for us in the way we need them to. So, allow the other person the time and space they need to process their emotions, to work through their hurt, and to arrive at forgiveness in their own time. Remember, healing is not a linear process. There will be good days and bad days, steps forward and steps back. But by offering patience, understanding, and unwavering support, you create a space where true healing can occur. Chapter 5. Work on yourself. Rebuilding trust isn't just about fixing the relationship. It's also about working on yourself. Take time to reflect on the behaviors that led to the trust break and commit to personal growth. This can mean seeking therapy, reading self-help books, or simply being more mindful of your actions and words. This is about looking inward and asking ourselves the tough questions. What role did I play in this breakdown of trust? What patterns do I need to break? What work do I need to do on myself to show up as a more trustworthy partner? It's about acknowledging that we all have our own baggage, our own insecurities, our own triggers that can sometimes lead us to behave in ways that erode trust. And it's about having the courage to unpack that baggage, to confront those insecurities, and to develop healthier coping mechanisms. This might mean seeking professional help, attending a support group, or simply committing to a daily practice of self-reflection. It's about being honest with ourselves about the areas where we need to grow, the areas where we can do better. Remember, working on ourselves is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength. It's a testament to our commitment to the relationship, to our own growth, and to building a future where trust is the unshakable foundation. Chapter 6. Seek support together. Finally, if both parties are committed, consider seeking support together. Couples therapy, relationship workshops, or even self-help books can provide tools to help you reconnect and rebuild trust. Sometimes, a third-party perspective can make all the difference. Think of it like this. When you're lost in the woods, sometimes you need a guide to help you find your way back to the path. A therapist or counselor can act as that guide, providing a safe and supportive space for you to navigate the challenges of rebuilding trust. They can help you communicate more effectively, identify and break unhealthy patterns, and develop strategies for moving forward together. It's about having a neutral third party who can offer insights, tools, and perspectives that you might not have considered on your own. Remember, seeking help is not a sign that your relationship is doomed. It's a sign that you're both committed to fighting for it. It's a sign that you're willing to do whatever it takes to rebuild something stronger, something more resilient, something built on a foundation of trust and mutual respect. Trust, the journey back to each other. Rebuilding trust takes time, patience, and a lot of hard work, but it's possible. It's about showing up consistently, communicating openly, and respecting each other's feelings. If both of you are committed, the relationship can emerge even stronger. Remember, rebuilding trust is a journey, not a destination. There will be bumps along the road, moments of doubt, and times when it feels easier to give up. But it's in those moments of choosing to stay, to fight for the relationship, that true healing can occur. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment with your thoughts or any questions you have on trust. Remember, healing is possible, and you're not alone in this journey.